All right. Y'all ready to sing? All right. You want to stand up? Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. 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 In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves me and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. From every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the God in each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, Namaste, I bow to you. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. In the name of love. In the name of love. You guys sounded great, but we're not done.
No,
One
we're
more.
not. Don't sit down. You were thinking of it. Don't do it. We're going to sing Join Together. Now, 1, 2, here we go.
We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love.
All right, now we're going to sing Joy. Here we go.
We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. Joy, 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 joined together, together in joy. Joy, 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 joined together, together in joy. Just take some of that joy and say hello to the people around you.
wants to bring it down now.
Here we go.
Here we go.
We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. Peace, 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 joined together, together in peace. Peace, 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 joined together, together in peace. Joined together, together in peace. Joined together, together in peace.
I really feel joined together now, don't you? Thank you. Thank you, songbirds. It was lovely. Grand rising, beloveds. One of my teachers was Dr. Tom Costa from Palm Desert, and he would come up on Sunday morning. He'd say, "This is the day the law has made, and I rejoice in it." Let's say that. This is the day the law has made, and I rejoice in it. And I woke up this morning, looked outside, and it's exactly what I felt like. Thank God for this beautiful day and for us all to be here. My name is Judy Chapman. I'm your assistant minister. I'm delighted that you decided to join us today in person and in the ethers out there. And we are a trans-denominational center, which simply means that we welcome everyone. We are inclusive. We believe in diversity and equality, and we believe that you are love and you are here on purpose. So we're going to start with the flames of faith. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all sentient beings, come from the one great universal presence that we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and the practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and the path of peace. We light the candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as practitioner Tony Sparks lights that last candle, please let it represent the path that brought you to this service today. And now please join me for 2 minutes of sacred silence.
Now, would you please join me in prayer? And this is what I know. I know that God is power, that God is one presence, one love, one harmony, and all-knowing. And I know God is all, and all is God. And I am happy and complete today and forever, because within me is that which is perfect and complete. It is the spirit of all life, truth, and action. I am happy in the certain knowledge of this inner light, and I cannot be sad or sorry, but must radiate joy and life, for life is within me now. And I declare that this meeting of knowledge spoken today is truth and in perfect harmony and perfection. I give thanks and gratitude for our ministers, our practitioners, and all of our volunteers. And I am so happy and complete with having this knowledge that our relationship with God is unshakable, unbreakable, and this union can never be depleted. And I release these words into the law, knowing the work has already been taken care of, and I know the law receives and executes, and so it is. And please join me in our global vision. We see a world that works for all, where forgiveness is the norm, where resources are valued, cared for, and shared, and where there is peace, harmony, and justice for all. And today's affirmation: together we empower each other for the greater good, and so it is.
Thank you, Cheryl. It is my joy and my delight to bring to the platform our very unique and talented Harold Payne.
I've created quite a buzz in these areas here. Is that me? I guess it was me. If you found what you wanted, you wouldn't hesitate. Whether it's choosing your job, or choosing your mate, if you don't put some time, love, and energy into yourself, you'll end up leaving your decisions to somebody else. I wanna know now, whose life do you think it is anyway? You know that life is a gift to you, so why would you give it away? You could settle for a fast food restaurant, or go for the sumptuous buffet. Oh, oh, whose life do you think it is anyway? You are the master of your future. It's not all left to fate. Just keep moving forward as we learn from our mistakes. And even if it takes a little while to find your own way, you got to do it till you get it right, like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day. I wanna know now, whose life do you think it is anyway? You know that life is a gift to you, so why would you give it away? You could settle for a fast food go for the sumptuous buffet. Oh, whose life do you think it is anyway? Oh, whose life do you think it is anyway? Yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's give our own beloved Harold Payne and the band another hand. Okay. Well, welcome everybody. So good to see you here today on this wonderful, back east I would say an autumn day. It doesn't quite feel like autumn for me, and California autumn is a little different than the weather that I grew up with back in Maryland. My name is Reverend Alice Reid, and I am your senior minister here, and I'm really happy to be talking to you this month about this wonderful topic of power. October is also traditionally the month where we do our Committed Giving campaign, and this is an opportunity for you to invest in our community. And so we have this wonderful legacy of this center that has been so supported by its members for so many years. And so our opportunity this year is to continue that legacy and to be part of that legacy as we evolve as a community. There's a wonderful altar in the back where when you fill out a committed giving card, if we don't already have your picture, we'll put your picture on the wall and a star. That's supposed to represent the universe. And to our regular committed givers, I just want to ask you if you would consider giving us a little more bread, like increasing your gift by 15% from last year. If you give us a little more bread, I'll bake you a loaf of bread. And that you can put in the request for gluten-free, or you could have a nice little quick bread. I'm happy to bake bread for you because that's what we do here. We feed each other. We feed each other with love. We feed each other with wisdom. There is a wonderful opportunity all the time in so many different ways throughout the week for us to be fed by each other. And speaking of being fed by each other, I am doing a class on Monday nights. It's brief. It's only an hour. You can be here in person or you can be online in Zoom. It's called Money Mastery, and it's really so much more than about money. It's really about consciousness. And so I've been saying all month that contrary to popular opinion, money is not power. It's your relationship to money that represents your relationship to power. So as we look at our relationship to money in this Money Mastery class, we begin to tap into real power, that power that lives within us. And that is the topic of this month's theme. We're talking about power. And, we have this power to the people, which really is about how we can find and tap into our true power, the power that lives within. And so in week 1, we talked about the power that comes from within us, that's where we really find true power. And then in week 2, we talked about your personal use of that power. And this week, we're talking about power together. And I love that because for me, that really represents community. It represents the power of a group of individuals that come together for a common purpose. And I really think that's true of this community. We come together for a common purpose. We have this idea that consciousness creates life and that we are, I would say, guardians of our own consciousness, and then we support each other in that goal of really minding our minds and being able to really walk out life from a place that's intentional and imbued with a God quality. For me, that God quality is love. I want to reveal love everywhere I go. For you, it might be beauty or joy. But we talk about those things in our community gatherings like this. And so as we look at this idea of power and togetherness, I think of it as, and I love this, rather than, much of what we experience in the world is this power over energy, right? This, what we need, sometimes it's very innocent, just like you try to have more power over your life, right? Or you're trying to have more power over your finances, or you're trying to have more power over the condition, whatever conditions you're dealing with. But for me, what I understand when I become aligned and in right relationship with power, it's more of a power with the divine. And that's what we teach here. That's what we practice here, this power with the divine that lives within us, that wants to be expressed by means of us. Now, I have a model for consciousness that I often share with you, and I love playing with it because it provides me with a great framework for how to look at different ideas. And so as we're looking at power this month, I thought that I would share with you my ideas about this kingdoms of consciousness and how it relates to power. Now, kingdoms of consciousness, if you're not familiar with that framework, what we know about consciousness is it's one thing. It's not like a bunch of things. It's one thing, and then it expresses itself and individuates itself in many ways. And when we look at consciousness in this framework of kingdoms of consciousness, I think the curriculum that we work with is changing that verbiage, because some people get a little triggered by, Bible-y kind of words. So the word that we're beginning to use is states of consciousness. But for my purposes, because this is what I often use with you guys, we're talking about kingdoms. And so these four kingdoms are ways that we relate to the divine. The divine isn't chopped up into four different parts, but we relate to it at different levels. And so kingdom one is that kingdom to me, and that is the place where we see the power outside of us, right? It's a little bit victim-y. It's a little bit of things happen to us where we don't feel like we have a sense of our own power. We come to this teaching, if you're new to this philosophy, what will often happen is you begin to have a sense of personal responsibility, and there's a little arrow that moves us up to kingdom 2, and while there's no true hierarchy, that kingdom 2 really is that kingdom where we begin to feel a sense of responsibility and empowerment, where we recognize that the power is in me, it is in you, it's in all of us, and we are empowered by our very own good ideas and our good actions. They're the things that are meaningful to us and that often motivate us, and it's a great feeling to be in kingdom 2 because you kind of get a sense of your own agency in life. Now, there's two sides to this framework, and on the left side, we have the kingdom 1 and kingdom 2, and on the right side, we have kingdom 3 and kingdom 4. Now, I know your left and my right are mixed because I'm facing you, but I think it's the same for you when you look at the chart. So the left side of this chart is really the chart that is more dualistic. There's something happening within me, and I see something happening within you. Whether I feel like I'm a victim and something's being done to me, or whether I feel empowered and I'm going to lift other people up, we're still in a dualistic relationship with the divine. But what we know about the divine is that it's not dualistic, it's unitive. And so there's this arrow that moves us from kingdom 2 to kingdom 3 to drop into this place of kingdom of the power with that I talked about a little earlier. And that's really the kingdom that I want us to focus on today as we look at this idea of power with and power together, is this place where there is complete freedom. In Kingdom 2, I got to be large and in charge. It may not be your experience, but it certainly is mine. I often feel like when I'm empowered and I have all this responsibility, like sometimes it can be a little heavy. Anybody else? Yeah, be a little heavy. I mean, I fall back into Kingdom 2 all the time. One of the places that often gets stuck in Kingdom 2 is fact-checking Facebook posts. Anybody else relate to this? You know, there's something that comes up and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, that can't be true. And then I go fact-check it. Oh, and then it's up to me to share my facts with you. It's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. And on some level, it's good to have a clear idea of what's true and what's not true. But on the other hand, it can get a little obsessive for some of us. And so Kingdom 2 is a place where I can take sometimes too much responsibility. The thing I love about Kingdom 3 is that oftentimes that's the place I go when I completely surrender and I can come to a place of greater freedom. While I do have some responsibility in the choices that I make, I also know that I'm not just working here by myself. I'm not just out here on a limb. I'm working with the divine power that makes the grass grow and aligns the stars in the heavens. Like, I'm working with that power all the time. And so Kingdom 3 for me is this juicy place that I want to be in. And the tricky part is, like, I can strive for being in Kingdom 3, but wait a minute, that sounds like Kingdom 2. So the point of Kingdom 3 is this deep surrender and trust. To trust the nature of the universe, to trust the power of the divine that is moving through our lives all the time and supporting us in our good ideas. The fun thing about the kingdoms is we move through them all, sometimes simultaneously. And so it isn't like first grade, second grade, third grade. It would be nice, right? Because then we'd have a greater sense of control. Wait a minute, that kind of sounds like Kingdom 2. So the idea here is to trust whatever is happening before us and surrender to it. And not surrender to it in a kind of wimpy way. The thing I love about this model is Kingdom 1 and Kingdom 3 kind of have some things in common. Right? In Kingdom 1, we have this sense where we have no power of our own. And in Kingdom 3, we surrender the power completely. Right? But one is more unitive. One is more integrated with where we align ourselves to the divine idea of life. Now I know because it's the human condition, you're all wanting to talk about Kingdom 4, and you're all wondering, oh yeah, I've been in Kingdom 4 before. Because we love that idea of being completely one with the divine. And what I want to say is that does happen, but my personal experience, and I could be, it could just be me, but my personal experience is that I get hooked by my human condition. And so those beautiful moments of feeling completely unified with the divine, and I don't see an us and them. I don't see the dualistic nature of this human confines of our universe. When I can drop all of that away, there's just one thing. I don't know where it ends and where it begins. And sometimes I need some help to remember that. And I forget all the time. We talked about that a little bit last week. There was a reading I was doing. I remember, and then I forget, and then I remember, and then I forget, and then I remember, and I forget. And that is our human condition. And so all of you that are either watching the broadcast or here in the room, you are here because you want to remember. You want to remember that divine spark that lives within you, that burns within you, whether you are aware of it or not. So this framework, for me, helps to remind me of where I want to place myself. And I haven't looked at it in a while. And I've been really getting caught up with my task list and all the things that, this beautiful thing we call life is asking of me. There's so many commitments. There's things that are important. There are things that need to be done right away. There's facts that need to be checked. There are a lot of things that will, in my experience, draw us out of that remembering. And so sometimes we need some help remembering. And there's, I was thinking about it this morning, and there are a couple of mystics that remind me about this beautiful place in Kingdom 3 where I feel freedom and surrender, and I'm not trying to save the world. And that one of those is Richard Rohr, who I often bring before you. He seems to always know what to say and what I need to hear. And he sends out a daily email. And this week was no different. He talked about, and I'll just read this a little bit of context for you and then the part I want to read, but he talks about today's information overload, where people are looking for certitudes so that they can sort of gauge themselves in this world that is changing and busy and seems to be in danger of falling off the, rotation of the, out of this galaxy, if you will. I know that's a little dramatic, but oftentimes there's a lot going on, and it can feel overwhelming. And I'm pretty sure all of us have had that experience. And so he's just talking about how we're always trying to find that grounded place where we can feel safe, where we can know something. And oftentimes we reach for some kind of Kingdom 2 experience. But it's really in the Kingdom 3 experience that we're going to have true grounding. And so he writes, great spirituality, on the other hand, is always seeking a very subtle but creative balance between opposites. When we go to one side or the other too much, we find ourselves either overly righteous or overly skeptical and cynical. There's that fact-checking business. There must be a healthy middle as we try to hold both the needed light and the necessary darkness. He goes on to talk about the importance of a humble and honest process for learning to listen within ourselves, to learn to listen to that deep voice within us that is sometimes so subtle and sometimes gets drowned out by all the distractions that are around us. He finishes up by saying faith isn't supposed to be a top-down affair, but an organic meeting between an inner knower, accessed by prayer and experienced, and the outer knower, which we would call holy writings and tradition. This is a calm and wonderfully healing way to know full reality with a capital R. To know full reality, to have that balance between our inner knowing and our outer knowing. And then he quotes Adam Bucko, who is an author, an interesting guy, look him up. And he talks about contemplation as being that place of receptivity where we can wrestle with questions like, what breaks your heart? I love that. What breaks your heart? And why do I love that? Because my heart, and I imagine you're like me, oftentimes stands guard. And sometimes I need a little heartbreak so that I can let in the love and the light and the truth. And I can let out a little of the darkness that I might be carrying. And so this idea of power together and power with, when we can center ourselves in that, we can begin to walk it out in a really powerful way as community. And so the last, well, no, there's one other thing I wanted to share with you before I read from my favorite author. And that is that when things are spinning and feeling a little bit out of sorts, there's a wonderful practice you can do. And so I'm going to invite you to do it right now. And that is to simply fold your hands over your arms like this and gently tap yourself. It grounds you in the here and now. You feel the skin on your arms and the fingers touching you to know that there's something concrete happening right now, because sometimes we can really get lost in our mind. And so that's just a somatic little touchstone. The other thing you can do is look around the room and pick a color, and then look for that color everywhere you see it. And that also grounds us and brings us to the here and now, because as they say in the recovery program, if I have one foot in yesterday and another foot in tomorrow, well, I'm messing up today. So I'm messing up today. Yeah, and so our job as religious scientists, as spiritual finders, not just spiritual seekers, but spiritual finders, is to stay in the present moment and be in the moment with each other, because that's the center point of our power together, when we can be centered and with each other. And so I was guided to pick up my copy of Wild Mercy. This is a book by Mirabai Starr, and she's one of my favorite authors. If you don't know about Mirabai Starr, she is a Jewish Christian, she's a Jewish hippie chick who translates 15th century Christian mystics. She likes to refer to herself as interspiritual. And so she has a whole chapter in, these are like little essays, and she has a whole chapter in here on community building and connecting. And so I'll read a little piece of this to you. And we'll wrap it up with this. Participating in the human condition can be bewildering. It is just not always cozy and easy. Rather, it's humbling at best, downright humiliating when it's not flowing. It can seem so much simpler to ride solo, slaying your own dragons and singing the ballads you wrote about yourself. Collaboration can be tedious, and the prevailing masculine value system may have you conditioned to feel like you are giving away your power when really what you're doing is sharing it with others. So what, she says, give it away. The time of the singular sage bestowing their unique wisdom is over. That was a method devised by individuals in charge who sought to regulate wisdom. They taught us to suffer alone in the desert of 40 years, collecting our insights in a secret box labeled esoteric knowledge. Then we were supposed to dispense those insights stingily to those who proved themselves worthy by also suffering alone for the requisite 40 years in the desert. And we don't have to suffer alone. That is not the call. The call is to connect with each other, to see each other, do you know that, have you had that experience when somebody really sees you? Right? That experience where somebody just really sees you? That is spirit-loving spirit. She goes on to say, our way, the way of the feminine, which applies to you too, guys, because we all have feminine and masculine energy. She says, our way, the way of the feminine, is to find out what everyone is good at and praise them for it and get them to teach it to one another. Maybe you know something about the hidden meanings of the Hebrew letters, or how to build a sustainable home from recycled tires and rammed soil, or loving kindness meditation. You, the one who knows the Islamic call to prayer, climb the minaret and call us all to prayer. You, the one who knows how to sit quietly at the bedside of the dying, show us the way to bear witness. You, the one who knows how to get us to wake up to the shadow of privilege, please wake us the freak up. It will be chaotic, all this community building, but your cooperation will save the world. And besides, it might just be fun. So we have an opportunity to move through the week looking for opportunities to see each other, to connect, to recognize that power within and that power with that is moving through us is that opportunity for us to experience God in our relationships with each other and in community. And so as you move through this week, I invite you to maybe pause when you're ready to judge. And pause when maybe something makes you angry. Or pause when you see something that looks completely opposite of who you think you are. And in that moment, maybe even do a little tapping to get yourself present and see if you can see the God and the power within that's right in front of you. Perhaps it's right in front of you in the mirror, or in a relationship you're struggling with, or in a condition that you're dealing with. But I can guarantee you when we pause and ground ourselves, that's where we find true power. Thank you very much. And so let's go ahead and tap into the power through prayer. And so join me in this affirmative mind treatment, this spiritual prayer. I invite you to close your eyes and go within, taking a time out from all the distractions around you, and know that there is a divine presence that lives within each one. It is the same presence that lives in you, that lives in everywhere else, in our friends, in our family, in our perceived enemies. There is a presence of divine source that is expressing itself. So in this moment, I invite you to let go of your bias and to simply know that God is forever giving itself to life. God is forever giving itself to its creation. And so we recognize ourselves as the creation of the divine, everywhere present. When we look in the mirror, when we feel our own body temples, when we see another beloved, when we see someone we don't understand, it is the beloved in form. There are no exceptions. So I know as we walk out this week in a time of great turbulence and discord, we choose over and over and over again to see the beloved everywhere we look. We pause. We let go of behaviors and choices that continue to separate us. And we look for opportunities to connect. For this is truly where our power resides, in our connection with the divine and our connection with each other. It is like Indra's net, where we are all connected at various points, where we can never be separate, where on this beautiful web in the universe, we pull one string and we feel it on the other side of the universe. Yes, there is connection, and it is ours to be aware of. And so I know for each one, and within the sound of my voice, that we lean in and we embrace that connection, and we see the beloved everywhere we look. It is a blessing to look at life with God's eyes, and to feel life with God's heart, and to speak words with God's wisdom, knowing that each one of us are those beautiful effects of that same divine wisdom and life force. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, community. And we anchor this in that beautiful surrender by saying together, and so it is. Thank you. And so now it's time to bring back our band and our wonderful soloist today, Harold Payne.
There's a power in me to make a difference in the world, to use all my best stuff to wake the world up. The bravest man in the universe is the one who has forgiven first. The fighting cannot end when each one takes revenge, and peace will never come to the hearts of everyone till we break the chain. I felt the pain of losing touch with a brother who I love so much. I know that I was wrong to let this carry on. And precious time goes by and we can't see eye to eye till we break the chain. The children play on the battlefield among the bones and broken steel. The young men fought and died. Someone's foolish pride. All the hopes and dreams will never come to be till we break the chain. What kind of man can break the chain? Release the past and live again. Each generation's soul, like a vision, is a seek revenge. It never ends. We'll bring back, we'll bring back, we'll bring back the things you never had, never will. Oh, break the chain. Hey, hey, break the chain. Bravest man in the universe is the one who has given first. The fighting cannot end when each one takes revenge, and peace will never come to the hearts of everyone till we break the chain. Hey, hey, break the chain. Break the chain. Hey, hey, it's in your kingdom, it's in your domain. Break the chain. Hey, 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 hey. Break the chain. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. Let's give him another hand. Thank you, Howard. Oh, Harold. Howard. You'll answer at anything, won't you? Yeah. Thank you so much. Be sure to stay after the service today. He's giving a concert. It's going to be fabulous. Yes, so you'll want to be here. And thank you to our wonderful band. Thank you. You're just so excellent, and our lovely songbirds. We just are so blessed by all of this. October's one of my favorite months, not just because it's my birthday, well, that part of it, but it's also our pledge month. And when I do my pledge, I get to experience one of the most powerful spiritual practices that I have learned about being a science of mind student. So we call this our pledge month. So this is the time where we get to give what we receive. And today I have a friend and a member of the congregation. He is also the person at the front door that you see almost every Sunday greeting you. He is also a member of the Board of Trustees, so he does a lot of volunteering. And he's going to share with you why he's at this center, why he likes this center, and why he makes a pledge. Please welcome Ray Jones.
Okay, I'm Ray Jones, and this is my imitation of the Great Pumpkin. And even though Alice did a lot of work in coming up with the altar pledge thing, it's easy to walk by and fill out these pledge cards. It asks a bunch of identifying information. You can do what you want to with that. And then the big thing is I plan on giving to the spiritual center this amount. And we have to pay the bills. We have to pay the AC. We have to pay the, the elevators. And it doesn't matter how much you give, but it is important that you pledge something. And it is how we come up with the budget number for next year. So it is really important. I am absolutely impressed about the number of people that are of service in this community. I mean, all of you, it's just amazing. We do a prayer circle, which, by the way, you're welcome to attend. We do a prayer circle every morning at 9:45. And it's one of the ways that it's visible of the giving of the center, giving to the center. And we do it because it feels good. We get more than we receive. We get more than we receive. So it is important to fill out this card. Don't walk by that. Stop and fill out the card and pledge your donation for next year. So that's all I've got.
Thank you so much, Ray. Let's give him a little hand. Thank you, Ray, for stepping forward for that. It is now time for our conscious committed giving. If the stewards would please come forward. If this is your day to give, thank you so much. If this is your day to bless, we have a blessing card for you in the chair in front of you, and it says that, in deep gratitude for all of my blessings, I place this card in the basket. I ask that these offerings be blessed, appreciated, and multiplied. It is my honor to give my blessing in this way. Thank you, God, universe, and spirit. So let's say our affirmation together. My offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply, and it symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply.
Feel free to sing with us. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show
together.
Na 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 namaste. Na 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 namaste. Nama 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 namaste.
A little louder this time. Let me hear you.
Na 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 namaste. Na 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 namaste. Nama 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 namaste.
As these offerings go out into our community, I know that each recipient is blessed with love, prosperity, and joy, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. If we have any first-time visitors today, if you would raise your hand, we have, right over here, we have a gift for you, and you will take the coupon into the bookstore, and you will receive another gift. So let's give our new visitors a welcoming hand. We're so happy you decided to spend your morning with us at our wonderful celebration service. We also have, Ray talked about it, the volunteers, so many wonderful people that volunteer every single week. And so if you have been volunteering this month, would you please stand in any way? Thank you. And part of these volunteers are practitioners, and practitioners were trained in the art and the science of affirmative prayer. So we have 3 people available for you this morning. If you would like a personal prayer, there's 2 in the back of the sanctuary over here and 1 in the tranquility room. And what I know is that prayer works. And what I know is that when you open your heart up and get, if you're hitting a bump in the road, then you need to have prayer. I mean, we all have that time. God's calling. God's calling someone. Answer the call. Answer the call, for sure. So anyway, our practitioners are Lori Ann Whitty, Cheryl Lyman, and Jill Burnett today. Thank you very much for giving of your service. Now it is time for Dr. Alice to give us some invitations.
Fanfare? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Good morning, and we do have lots of opportunities for you today. Today's really great. We have Harold Payne here who's doing a concert, and I hope you'll join us for that. I have been told that he is the Glenn Fry of Southern California. So, but actually, he's better than Glenn Fry. So I really hope you'll stay for that. It's going to be a wonderful time. And unfortunately, in order to not double book our audience, we will be canceling Conscious Connections this morning. You have an open invitation to join us for yoga Monday nights, Tuesday mornings. Both are really great. Also, I talked about this money mastery class. It's 1 hour. It's experiential. Who attended the first one? See those people, and they can tell you what they experienced. It's really a great time to move ourselves into a different mindset. Let's see, our Curtan is going to be this Friday, and our very own Karen Allen and Alan Dale with Rick Dale will be leading that, and this will be the last one of the year. So I hope you'll join us for that. It's really a great time to drop into that mystical, beautiful place of chanting and feeling the oneness with the divine. We have a couple of big things coming up. Our homecoming is coming up on November 3rd. That's our annual opportunity. We invite people we haven't seen for a while to come back. We have a wonderful potluck. We honor our legacy members. Those are members who have been with this community consecutively for 25 years or more. We'll be inducting a couple of those people into that legacy group. And so I hope you'll join us for that. And then finally, on December 1st, we'll have our annual holiday boutique and brunch. If you are a crafter, get busy. because we will be opening up the sanctuary to share your arts and your talents with our community on December 1st. And then finally, a little bit of announcement Jeopardy! It happens every Wednesday, and there's wisdom that is shared. And it is, this is where you say what the question is, what's the book study? Am I the only one who still watches Jeopardy! All right. And then we have, it happens every Wednesday night, and people enjoy the deepening of their spiritual practice. What is meditation class? And it happens every Thursday morning, and our community members come together and share their collected wisdom with one another. And that is shifting sands. Okay, you're catching on, you're catching on. And then finally, it happens on Friday mornings, and it is a place for people to receive mutual support. And that is our Coming Home Awakening to Spirit. All these announcements can be found in the lobby, on our email address, our email that goes out twice a week, on our website, and in that wonderful brochure. And with that, it's time to invite our songboards up to sing us out.
We're
Please
singing
stand.
We Are One.
We are one, we are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity we all live in harmony, and peace has come, 'cause we are one, we are one, we are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity we all live in harmony, and peace has come, 'cause we are one. And peace has come, 'cause we are one. And peace has come, 'cause we are one.
And know with me that everywhere we look, we see the divine, and so it is.